What is going on, crypto enthusiast, novice, and everyone in between? You guys are probably seen that recently I've been doing some episodes on crypto, specifically some methods of passive income related to or in the crypto sphere. And I've gone into how I'm trying to get into mining. Unfortunately, it looks like a lot of the miners are obviously on back order. And if you've been paying attention to all my videos, you probably saw my videos where I discussed some of the scammers that are in this space. Now, if you haven't seen those videos, I'll give you the brief summary of it. If you want to watch them for more detail, you're more than welcome to. But basically, there was a company that claimed to have the Nebra miners in inventory. They claimed that months ago they placed an order, they already had them delivered, and they were able to ship them out and have them delivered within the week. Now, I was very excited. I fell for it. And I guess, maybe I was a little too excited. I didn't do enough due diligence in research. Had I done the research, I would have seen that Nebra themselves hadn't at the time even shipped out their first batch. I was, like I said, I was very new, very eager, and probably a little too green. And in any case, they got my money, and unfortunately, I did put some time into making some videos talking about how great of a resource, what a great resource I found that was able to ship out these back-ordered miners in a week's time, where all of the manufacturers are taking 6, 8, 12 weeks to get these miners out. Well, unfortunately, I think I may have some more bad news for you guys. And I'm sure in the comments, I'm probably going to be getting some people who are going to contest what I'm going to find. Maybe not, I don't know. But so far, my experience with Bobcat has been lackluster, to say the least. Now, Bobcat is one of the companies that produces, that manufactures these crypto miners. I don't know if they really manufacture them or if they have them manufactured by some other company. I believe it's probably manufactured by someone in China, because in my email correspondence with them, there are some, I don't know Chinese. I don't know. Well, Chinese isn't a language. It's normally either Mandarin or what's the other one? Mandarin or Cantonese. But in any case, it looked like some foreign characters are in the email correspondence back and forth. Definitely not American, definitely nothing Germanic, Latin, or Russian, or Arabic for that matter. So it limits it to some of the Asian countries. In any case, I don't know where Bobcat's control is. I don't know where their customer service is coming from. I should do air quotes when I say customer service, because it is horrendous. They haven't been helpful at all. And let me also preface this by saying Bobcat is, from what I have experienced, it seems like Bobcat is the only mining company, or the miner company, that forces you to pay them in cryptocurrency. They take Tether as payment. So you can't pay them through PayPal. You can't pay them with a credit card or anything else. Nebra has no problem accepting, normal payment. I think they take PayPal and a credit card. But Bobcat, for some reason, and this threw a few red flags up when they forced me to take Tether, basically. But I did see this through other videos that were discussing where you can source miners. And one thing that was mentioned is the fact that Bobcat forces you to pay them in Tether, and that it is a bit of a headache, but it was theorized that they would possibly be able to supply miners a bit more expeditiously because of that extra barrier of entry being, a little bit more of a headache for paying them. And even placing the order, their site kept on failing and kept on failing. So even placing the order was a headache. And again, that would have normally raised many more red flags, and it would have probably stopped me in my tracks had I not already had that expectation from other videos. But the long and short of it is, while I was able to process the payment very easily through Nebra and through some of the other miners, I basically bought 2 miners from each of the companies, and then I found that other company that scammed me, saying they had Nebras in stock, and I paid them as well. Now, that company, I was actually more available to be scammed. I was easier to be scammed, I should say, because of my experience with Bobcat, because that company also wanted payment through Tether. And after just paying Bobcat in Tether, I was like, okay, maybe some of these companies, for whatever reason, want to get paid in Tether. Maybe they're avoiding processing fees through PayPal. I know PayPal takes their chunk when I get my payments from, my consulting clients and whatnot. So I was like, okay, maybe this is just, something in the crypto space. Of course, they want to take some kind of cryptocurrency payment, and Tether being, I think they take USDC and USDT, obviously it being stable and tied to the dollar, I could see that being a pretty easy payment method. If someone did want to take something in the crypto sphere, Tether would make the most sense, because you don't have to worry about the variability in prices, the volatility in prices, I should say. So in any case, I was a better target, I should say, after my experience with Bobcat. Now, getting back to Bobcat, Now, they are, if you go to the Helium website, the Bobcat miners are one of a handful of miners that is approved by Helium. I don't know what they've done as far as the vetting process, and I don't want to necessarily say that Bobcat is intentionally scamming people, but my experience is this. The checkout process basically has you submitting an order. Like I said, that was a pain. For some reason, their site kept on crashing. The order wasn't going through, yada, yada, yada. And you submit an order without paying. And then after you submit the order, it sends you instructions basically saying you have 1 hour to pay us at this account through Tether. And if you don't do that, then your order is basically void. So you have to kind of rush. And if this isn't something that you're expecting and you're not prepared for it, you might be like, wait, what the heck? I wasn't planning on doing this. Maybe all your crypto, all your crypto money is invested and you're gonna have to be forced to sell some stuff. Fortunately, I did have some Tether available, and it was a bit easier to make that transaction. Like I said, I was already anticipating having to do that. But that itself is also another pain. So then after submitting that payment in Tether and buying 2 miners, I was paying almost $1,000 for the 2 of them. I didn't receive any kind of a confirmation because you're sending money to a wallet. That money is not attached to your order in any way. So basically what you then have to do is send an email to Bobcat showing them your transaction ID for the crypto that you sent them, the Tether that you sent them, and the order for the order that you process through your site. So they're able to match it up. They don't have anything automated. So this is also kind of sketchy. It's very wonky, very bush league for a professional company. Honestly, that's garbage. That whole method is just trash. And I don't understand why the other miner companies are able to take conventional payment methods. There wasn't an option to pay in crypto or PayPal or credit card. It was just through Tether. So they're forcing you to use Tether, which I'm not really cool with. And honestly, after this experience, I'm never going to work with a company that forces you to do that, because that's just unacceptable. Honestly, it's just way too sketchy. There's no, if I'm not satisfied with my credit card, I can challenge it. With sending someone Tether, with sending someone cryptocurrency, there's no challenge process. Your money is gone. And if they're not able to match it to your order, and if they don't want to fulfill that order, there's really no repercussion. Like, I don't know who you go to for this. You don't go to the Better Business Bureau, especially if these guys are in China or wherever else where it seems like they probably are. So in any case, I email them. I'm saying, here's my transaction ID. Here's my order number. Can I get a confirmation? Nothing. Send it again. Nothing. Send it again. Then they send me an email giving me instructions on how to make the payment that I already made. Again, telling me that I have to make it within an hour. I'm like, listen, I already made the payment. I'm trying to get a confirmation on this. Getting a bit concerned, but I don't want to say that in the email because I've got nothing to gain. They can just tell me to go fly a kite and they've got my money and I've got no recourse, like I said. So I was like, all right, what do I do? So then they send me a link and they're saying, here, you have to fill out this form and give us all this information, including the transaction ID and the order number and all this other jazz, the exact amount that you sent in Tether and all this other stuff, basically just short of, a stool sample and your firstborn kid. And I'm just like, wow, this is really inconvenient. Like, I'm the customer. You guys have plenty of information to match the transaction ID with the order number. You guys should be able to do this without all this other information that you're asking for. But whatever, what choice do I have, right? They've got $1,000 of my money. I got to jump through their hoops now. So I'm kind of ticked off about that. I click on the link and open it up, and wouldn't you know it, it's a Google form. Now, a Google form, if you're not familiar, it is, again, I said this is a wonky operation. This is Bush League. This just reinforced it. A Google form is what I recommend to my consulting clients who are looking to start a business. And Google form is something that I would say is like a first day solution. Like, if you wanted to start a business and start generating leads or start some kind of information intake form, a Google form is what you would use for your first day while you build a legitimate site, while you build a legitimate intake form or lead form or any kind of data form for collecting information. This is not something that a real company uses. Like, I would be embarrassed. That's the equivalent of, a multi-million-dollar company still having their email addresses on Gmail. Like, it is such a Bush League kind of situation that it, again, had they not already had my money, I would have turned and ran the other way. So in any case, concerned, not really left with many options, I fill out the Google form as they request. I send that in to them. No response. Not even a confirmation on that. Again, sending them an email, asking them, can I get a confirmation? I filled out your little form. Here's my order number. Here's my transaction ID. Again, for the umpteenth time, can I get a confirmation on this? Now, to give you guys a reference of time, this all occurred probably in early April, and I can look through my emails to get the exact dates, but I believe this all occurred in early April. I went back and forth with them for a couple of weeks, getting responses that would be like several days, if not a week or more after I sent them an email, and they're saying that, the emails are saying that they're busy and whatever else. I don't care. You have my money. I should be moved to the top of the list at this point. I don't care how busy you are. If you've got hundreds of thousands of orders, you might have tens of thousands of emails. Get a customer service person. Since you have all this money coming in, you're collecting all this money up front, you can afford to have a customer service person focused on answering the inquiries and the concerns of people who are emailing you when you already have their money. Okay, so this is all, again, coming from the business world. This is all complete bush league kind of stuff. Very concerning, but again, they've got my money. What am I going to do? So at this point, I start getting frustrated with them because they're, again, sending me instructions to fill out the form. They're never giving me a response. They're never giving me a confirmation. They're sending me these templated emails. And again, they're not coming through. It's not an automated email. It's not like I sent them an email and the system automatically sends an automated response. They're waiting days, if not a week or more, to send me an email template, which means it's not automated. They're not even reading my email. They don't care. Maybe they can't read the English. I don't know what the issue is, but they're sending me these template emails that have nothing to do with the email that I just sent them. And it's growing more and more concerning, as if it, already hadn't. And at this point, honestly, I'm more curious to see what they're going to do. I am not going to hold my breath and assume that I'm even getting these machines. I'm assuming that I got scammed for another $1,000, another 2 machines. So far, 4 machines that I've purchased that I'm pretty much writing off in my head. The other ones, hopefully they come through. Nebra, like I said, they're at the top of my list. The other ones are fine. I forget the names of the other miners that I bought. Nebra's on the top of my head, on the top of my mind, because I just saw an email from them, so it's right there. And I'm also constantly going back and forth whether or not it should be pronounced Nebra or Nebra, because in the States, zebra is spelled basically the same way. We pronounce it zebra, but I know in South Africa they pronounce it zebra. So in any case, let's call them Nebra for now. And they seem to be more legit. I've had no problem with their customer service. I got a confirmation number. I had a more conventional payment method. So they're not on my radar. None of the other miners are on my radar. I wouldn't be dealing with anybody who is a secondhand reseller right now, because my one experience with a reseller, I got scammed. So now I'm out close to $2,000. And Bobcat is supposedly a reputable company. There's plenty of YouTubers talking about Bobcat. Now, that might make them seem legitimate, but maybe Bobcat is having an issue fulfilling orders, and maybe they're more in a money collection phase and not so much a order fulfillment phase. Maybe they have fulfilled the initial orders. They've maybe had some internal issues. I don't know. But in any case, as I said, I've basically written it off in my head. If by some miracle I have these miners show up on my doorstep in the next, they said, what was it? Let's say 8 to 12 weeks on average. So I should be expecting them in the next several weeks. If they do show up, that'll be a miracle. I'll definitely do an updated video on how that is, going to be materializing, coming to fruition, and then also do a review as far as which miners are the easiest to set up and most, problem free, and what seems to be, mining the most helium. I'll definitely do a review, and I'll give them another fair shot. I will give them a fair shot on how their product performs against the other products. I will be unbiased on that. But as far as their customer service, right now, I'm this close to just saying that they are a scam. The only way they're going to be able to redeem themselves from not being a scam is if these miners show up. Right now, they're already a complete garbage company. Their miners would have to outperform the other miners so significantly that I don't even think it's possible for them to outperform them that significantly for me to be willing to give them another dollar, because this is horrible and horrendous. And if I were to experience this all over again, it would be my fault. So old saying, fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me. Well, it's like they already fooled me twice, because they got me for 2 miners, even though it was 1 transaction. But in any case, as of right now, I've got nothing from them. I even sent them emails alluding to the fact that I have some YouTube channels. I've got several thousand followers. I was trying not to threaten it and seem like a Karen, but I was letting them know that I would be sharing this experience with other people, because I felt it was my duty to be transparent and to warn people so that they don't waste their money with them. I wish I made this video sooner. Honestly, I've just had so much on my bandwidth consumption, and had so many projects going on that this kind of got pushed to the back burner. I was waiting for the response. I was assuming that subtly threatening in a somewhat covert way that I would be exposing this entire experience publicly to. I know I'm not a big YouTube follower. I'm not I don't have a big YouTube following. I'm not like a Logan Paul or anything, but I will tell who I can about my experience, so that, listen, if you're going to spend your money, spend it somewhere else. Spend it with Nebra. Like I said, they seem to be doing well. Again, basically anybody but Bobcat and resellers. In fact, I've got a link. I'll probably have a link. I think I have a few links to different miners, and I'll put them in the show notes below. Look into those miners. Do your own reviews. So far, I haven't received any of them, but that's what I was anticipating. I wasn't expecting to receive any of these miners for a few months, so I'm not alarmed by that. The fact that all the other ones take conventional payment methods, they gave me confirmations, they have customer service that actually responds to the emails in the subject matter that I'm sending them, is just, a lot more confidence building than the experience that I've had with Bobcat. So take with that, do with that information what you will. I don't want to alarm anybody who has already ordered their Bobcat miners. If you are having the same experience with me, if you're or same experience as I am, let me know in the comments below, because I'm sure there are going to be some people who are going to be commenting about how they got a Bobcat miner and it's working great. I'm not saying that their equipment doesn't work. I'm not saying that they don't fulfill orders. I'm just saying that their customer service sucks. So if there are people who are going to be sticking up for them in the comments, I just want to give a fair and balanced review. I'm also curious to see how many other people are experiencing this and see how many comments I get on which side. Are there going to be more people sticking up for Bobcat, or are there going to be more people saying, wow, I thought I was the only one, but yeah, I'm having the exact same experience. I can't get any confirmation. I haven't received my order yet. I haven't received any valid responses that are pertaining to any of my requests, yada, yada, yada. Again, there will be some links in the comments below that'll give you some discounts for the other miners. I know Bobcat has a referral program. I'm not going to be participating in Bobcat's affiliate program, at least not until I'm able to get my hands on these miners and see that they are worthwhile. And I will only be promoting them if they outperform the other miners that I've ordered. So assuming that that's not going to be the case, don't anticipate seeing a referral discount code for Bobcat in any of my videos, because I am not happy with them. I'd rather just have my money back right now so I could buy Bitcoin while it's dipping, instead of support this company that doesn't seem to care about their customers at all. But that's my prerogative. Maybe I'm a little bitter on my experience. I'm a bit frustrated. Half of the miners so far that I've bought, have been a waste of money. I'm two grand in the hole, I feel, so far, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'll get these Bobcat miners. They'll be showing up on my door tomorrow. I'll get a nice apologetic email from the CEO explaining how they've been inundated and my emails are going to spam, and maybe they'll do something really nice and I'll share it with you. But odds are probably not happening. And like I said, it seems like they're not even in the US, so I don't foresee any kind of repercussions realistically that I could have. And as I mentioned before, I'm basically assuming that money is gone, and I'm just chalking it up to a learning experience. Hopefully I can help you guys avoid spending some money. Again, any mining company, any miner manufacturer except for Bobcat, and then also avoid any resellers unless they can somehow prove to you. And I mean, I don't want you to just get pictures of inventory that resellers claim they have. I want to make sure that they are in your country. Make sure that they are willing to record a video and put themselves out there, because these resellers are also very convincing. And especially if they're taking money through crypto, it's not going to be anything that you're going to be able to do anything about. At least if it's a credit card transaction, at least if it's PayPal, that there are some repercussions on their end if they don't fulfill your expectations. So if you see anybody giving you only the option for crypto payments, turn around, run, find somebody else, because they're not the only show in town, and you can definitely do better and find companies that are going to make you feel a lot more secure and probably treat you a lot better because they have more skin in the game and want to make sure that you're happy. But that's all I've got. If you want more updates, if you want updates on this or the other passive income projects that I'm working on in and out of the crypto sphere, basically I do content on all sorts of stuff. Everything, a lot of it's related to making money, business, philosophy, kind of all over the place. So check out my other videos to get an idea as to what my content is normally about. But I am going to be doing more and more stuff about crypto. I've been in the crypto space since 2016, 2017. And I see a lot of people are getting into it now, going about it the wrong way, losing a lot of money, making a lot of mistakes because they're just going to FOMO into it. So I share my experiences. I never claim to be an expert, but especially sharing my failures, I think, is very valuable, because so many people out there are just talking about all the money they're supposedly making and all the wins they're having. And I see so many people talking about calls that they said that they made weeks ago that took off. But I've also noticed that they'll make like 5 calls a week and then they delete the videos that were wrong. So they only leave up their winning videos. It's pretty convenient, isn't it? But in any case, like, subscribe, comment below. Let me know about your experience, your thoughts, good or bad, with Bobcat or any other mining companies. Any other miners that you guys have had good experience with, let me know in the comments below if it's one that I haven't bought yet for Helium or otherwise. I'm looking for really simple projects that will give me passive income. I like the Helium miner because you basically buy it, you set it up, connect it to the Wi-Fi, connect it to an app, and you're making money. So anything that's easy like that, that's what I'm looking to do myself. And then I'm sharing my experiences in those pursuits with you guys. So if you guys have any ideas or any suggestions as far as other miners in or out of the Helium cryptocurrency space, I'd be more than happy to look into those. I know, I think, was it Hedera bar or something, Hedera hash bar or whatever, they're supposedly, you can do their mining on a Ruby Pi or even on a cell phone. I'd love to learn more about that. If anybody has some experience or some other suggestions of some other easily mineable cryptocurrencies with huge potential, let me know. I'll make more video about it. I'll dive deep into it and share what I find. But other than that, again, like, subscribe, comment, and I look forward to catching you guys on the next one. Have a good one. Be safe, and don't trust anybody. Don't trust anybody, especially in crypto.